In 1999, the good old days, the University of Oregon, they really changed the game when it came to uniforms. They had the power and machine of Nike. Of course, Nike is headquartered in the state of Oregon, so there's a very special relationship there, and they brought out a redesigned Oregon O with green helmets and yellow letters. And since then, they've gone against the grain when it comes to jersey and uniform setups, very bold designs, and every game they change it up, always keeping it refreshing. And this year, Division Street's Ducks of a Feather, which is dedicated to helping Oregon student athletes, they have teamed up with Goat and Flight Club to release a special pack of Nike Dunks that pays homage to the very special and unique history of their uniforms. And one of these dunks I was lucky enough to get. Nike Dunk Low, what the Ducks of a Feather, away. Now this shoe dropped on October 11th for $275. Honestly, an insane price for a dunk, but it is a very special collaboration. It is very limited, I believe. So I guess you can kind of, in a very twisted and just like gross way, justify it. $275 for a dunk is just bonkers, and I'm a sucker. I still got it. Now this is one of two colorways, the away colorway. The other one is the home colorway. They dropped at the same time. I believe there's another one coming up that's like a black colorway, which I think looks really nice. Again, I'll try and get that shoe. But for this shoe, first impressions, I like it. A lot of what the shoes, it's very, very hard to wear. They're more like collector's items. You're not really ever going to wear it like out in public for casual use. I feel like this shoe, even though it's very funky, very bold, the colors that are used, obviously Oregon colors, so they had like a color palette they had to stick to, but it's not so crazy that I would never wear this shoe out. Like, it's not just a collector's item sitting on the shelf, which I never really like to do, but for what the shoe, I think it's decently wearable. And overall, the colors for Oregon, I think are very nice too. Just green, yellow, and black and white, very distinguishable. I do like it, like this shoe. I do wonder though, why they didn't take this shoe and put it on the SB Dunks. I think most people will agree they prefer SB Dunks over a normal dunk, and I would have thought with a collaboration and limited release like this, they would have gone with the SB silhouette, but here we are. Now, of course, the design of the shoe, it is pretty crazy. There's a lot going on. And according to Go, there are over 11 designs based on your Oregon uniforms over the past, I think, decade, 2 decades, over a long history. And I tried really hard to research every single jersey or kit that they've ever had and try to like match up every reference on this shoe, kind of like what I did with the Nike Dunk, what the clot. However, it is impossible. It is really hard. I'm not like an Oregon diehard fan, so I don't know the jersey designs off the top of my head. So I'll go over the materials and the patterns in detail, and if I know a specific reference to the jersey and the specific kit it is inspired from, I will mention it, but I won't know all of them. But if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I do want to get educated. Now, the materials of the shoe, there's a few different things going on. So on the base layer, you do see leather, and the leather for Nike Dunk, it is not as bad as like a general release Nike Dunk, that polyurethane coated plastic filling nonsense that you get for like $120 for a dunk. You still see the coating a little bit, especially when you press down the way it wrinkles, but it's not as heavy. So the Nubuck Unlimited panel that is on the medial side of each shoe, it is like not the best. It's just pretty standard Nubuck. Can't expect too much for a dunk. And you also see that same nubuck on the eye stays on both shoes, but on the lateral side, it's just like this synthetic leather. And then on the swoosh itself, so on the right shoe, on the lateral side, you get like this pan leather in white, and on the medial side, you see this reflective swoosh. And then on the left shoe, on the lateral side of the shoe, it is again that kind of patent leather look with a black swoosh with that yellow trim around it. And on the medial side, you'll see this swoosh that has like elephant print over it. It is a nod to the team's Jumpman kit from 2018. And on the right shoe, on the lateral side, again, you'll get that reflective pattern, kind of like tinfoil. I don't love how that looks, but the yellow patterns on top. And on the medial side, you get this kind of matte finish leather, and that pattern is the topographic map print that you saw on the 2015 Oregon Pioneer kit. But then on the left shoe, on the same areas, it is different. So on the lateral side, it is just this pretty bad, not great leather. And then on the medial side, it is different again. So the base, it is nubuck. And on top, you get that kind of Mercedes-Benz logo-like pattern. You see that again on Oregon uniforms pretty often. And again, I don't know what the official name of it is called. So if you know, if you're an Oregon fan, please let me know in the comments. Educate me. Now moving on to the ankle lining. Again, it is mismatched. That is based on the school's Fighting Duck mascot. and the 2016 The Duck kit. So very bold colors. And then on the booty of the shoe, on the heel tabs, on the left shoe, you get Ducks of a Feather branding. That tab itself, it is nubuck. And the Ducks of a Feather branding, it is embroidered onto the heel tab. So I do like that. And the ankle collar itself, it is nubuck. Again, not like the most premium nubuck. And on the right shoe, the branding, it is just typical Nike branding. The materials are the same on both shoes in that area. Now moving up the tongue, pretty standard Nike Dunk tongues. It is not an SB Dunk, so you don't get like the thick padded tongues. However, it is mismatched branding here. On the right shoe, Ducks of a Feather branding. On the left, just normal Nike tag. And this shoe does come with these thicker type of laces with white laces coming out of the box. Does come with 2 extra set of laces, so more similar to like an SB Dunk, a special release. I do like that. Gives us plenty of options, and it does come in like Oregon green and Oregon yellow. Out of the 3, I think the white probably looks the best. Yeah, in my opinion. All 3 look pretty good. I think yellow probably is the one that I wouldn't wear. Green, I might give it a go, but yeah, out of the 3, I'm going with white. Now the Nike Dunks comes with a rubber cup sole with, that's it. Just a rubber cup sole. It is a very, very old shoe. It is not an SB Dunk. There's no Zoom Air. There's no technology to this shoe. It is ancient. And on the soles here, you get this kind of splatter pattern all over with a pretty nice translucent mismatched outsoles and Oregon colors, of course. And again, this is not an SB Dunk, so the traction pattern of these circles, there's not as many circles compared to an SB Dunk. That is meant for skateboarding, so they need more circles to provide more like grip and traction. So this one, just like a general release dunk with the concentric circle pattern, and I think that looks really nice. Now this shoe does come with this hang tag, keychain, whatever you want to call it. On one side, it has the Oregon logo, and it is in the shape of a duck. And the colors, I believe, it is a reference to the B Oregon kit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it's referencing. And I will never wear this when I'm wearing this shoe out, but I do appreciate that they give us this. And the keychain here, it's actually very subtly gold. So I like that. And the insole of the shoe, it is actually not mismatched. So just like the keychain, it comes in like a lot of colors. Again, I believe that is a reference to the B Oregon kit. Correct me if I'm wrong. On the duck and the heel. The quality of this insole though, for a very special and limited release, it is just honestly garbage. Come on. And the box of the shoe, Oregon colors, Nike branding on top. On the side, you'll see Oregon Ducks. And over here, you'll see the word limited. Just in case you're wondering how exclusive you are to own this shoe. And inside the box, you see Ducks logo, and I believe that is a QR code. Okay, so when you scan the QR code on the inside of the lid, it takes you to Ducks of a Feather website. I like that. Now, one thing that I think they missed is they just gave us plain old boring paper. Now moving on to sizing and comfort, I am a wide and fat footer. For Nike Dunks, I stick true to size. I have gone up half a size for Dunks before, SBs and non-SBs. Sometimes before I really break the shoe in, I can feel a bit of tightness around the forefoot area when I go true to size. But I found once I break it in, once I give it more patience, it does feel a bit looser and it feels more comfortable. However, if you do have really wide feet, can get away with going up half a size. When I do that, it feels more comfortable there, but there's just a bit too much length. So out of the 2 options, there's no perfect solution, but I choose to go with more snug fit. Now overall comfort of a Nike Dunk, again, minimal technology, just a rubber cup sole. Kind of feel like you were just walking on cardboard, and these absolute garbage insoles don't really make a difference. So yeah, just not a very comfortable shoe, very flat to the ground and like boxy and stiff. The Nike Dunks have never been known to be like a super comfortable shoe. The SBs are slightly more comfortable with the extra padding around the tongue as well as that Zoom Air, but this shoe, as ancient as it can be. That brings the total sole score of the Nike Dunk What the Ducks of a Feather to 35 out of 50. A decent score compared to other collaborations. Now first, it is colorway. Like I said, I do like the Oregon colors. I didn't go to college in the US here, so I have no like special tie to a college. Kind of just root for whatever team is fun. And I really think the colors for Oregon are really distinguishable, and it's very nice to look at. It is very different. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's nice. And the way they did this What the shoe, I think it's not super crazy where it becomes just like out of your mind bonkers. It is still pretty nicely well put together. So I do like the colorway of the shoe. Now in terms of the materials, for a Nike Dunk, it's pretty good. For a $275 Nike Dunk, you're paying mostly for the exclusivity for this shoe. It is a limited release. So the quality, I will say, It is better than a general release Nike Dunk. No crazy plastic feeling polyurethane coated leather. You can see a bit of it, but it's not as bad. And the nubuck used on the shoe, like on the mid panels, it is not the best, but it's not like just absolute trash, I guess. Just objectively, it's okay materials. When you consider it's a Dunk, it's like pleasant surprise. And then you take into account the price, you're like, oh, man. Come on. Now in terms of the comfort of the shoe, I think Nike Dunks are very average. Very hard to justify walking around in this shoe all day. Like I have so many shoes that I can choose from that are more comfortable. It is not the lightest shoe. There's no technology, just a rubber cup sole. Insoles are absolute garbage. So yeah, kind of just wearing like takeout boxes on your feet. But just wearing around, looking down, seeing these on your feet, I give you some like placebo effect that you think it's more comfortable than it is. Now in terms of the versatility of this shoe, for a what the shoe, I think it's rather versatile. Like the colors are not so bonkers. Like some what the shoes are just like what the like obviously I get the point, but I just could never see myself wearing some of them. Some of it is just too out there for me. So versatility wise for me, I think the colors for this what the shoe is quite wearable. And of course the Nike Dunk silhouette, it is pretty timeless. It is a classic buy now. Very, very wearable shoe. Now in terms of the storytelling of this shoe, it's hard not to have good storytelling for a what the shoe. Of course, you have all the references to Oregon history. And the box of the shoe is special as well, comes with some memorabilia. I do feel like this is a nitpick. They didn't give us some special lace tips. I feel like that's a little bit of a miss. I would have liked like a special custom card or something to go through every single reference of the shoe to each of their jerseys and kits. That would have added to the storytelling of the shoe. But overall, I can't nitpick too much. I think it's very good storytelling, but there's a little bit of room for improvement. Honestly, I've always hated traditions when it came to clothing. I never understood why people expected you to dress a certain way when you went to different places and attend certain occasions. Like when I get married, I am legit pondering the possibility of just like rolling up with a hoodie. So my point is, I really appreciate that the University of Oregon back in 1999 went against norms, went against tradition, and just changed the game with their uniforms. And I also appreciate that for a very special and limited release, I'm lucky enough to get my hands on these. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Nike Dunk Low, what the Ducks of a Feather away. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come to wear your shoes.